Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back to
The Weeb Report.
I'm Alejandro,
And I'm Charlie.
and this week we will be discussing episode
9?
season 4, episode 9 of My Hero Academia,
My hero.
the anime, obviously.
You're my hero, bro.
I didn't like that. I want to pack up and leave.
Do it, bitch.
Spoilers ahead
For
the anime
episode. The anime.
Anime in general.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Only what we've seen so far, though. You know the drill.
Yeah, if there's nothing else released anime-wise.
Yeah.
So.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'll open with. I was on my phone very little this episode. So that's a sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good episode. I know it involved one of your favorites.
Yes, Kirishima.
Oh, yo, and a very emotional episode for him.
Yeah, I was still my thing with the manga.
Yeah. Of course, the dialogue is gonna go.
This one was better though.
Yeah.
This episode felt like it was like 5 minutes. Like it felt like a blink and gone. That's a good indicator.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was good. I like this one.
Yep. I really enjoyed it also.
But still, man, like I don't know. You know more than I, but like, did they cut stuff?
No.
Because it felt so, like the fight itself.
What I noticed was they didn't cut it; they rearranged it.
Okay.
So what I could tell is we saw Kirishima's backstory before Fat Gum was ready to punch.
In the anime, it wasn't.
What do you mean?
It was why he was getting. Well, we'll get to it. But I'm pretty sure it was whenever he was getting like his. Kirishima had been hit to the wall, and he was there, kind of like contemplating.
Yes. Well, I'm talking about Fat Gum. Like in the manga, you don't see any of Kirishima's story until Fat Gum has got his punch ready to go.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right. So in this, it kind of merges that fight with Kirishima's story a little bit better, I think, than the manga does.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, in the manga, you get like the whole fight between Dude and Fat Gum, and then you get Kirishima's backstory, and then he jumps in front of him. In this, it's kind of his story is kind of spread out more. Yeah. And by the time Fat Gum is ready to unleash his punch, we're done with that story.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being like, oh shit, Fat Gum's ready to punch. Now it's cutting to Kirishima's story.
It's character development time.
Yeah, like you got him ready for his punch, and then it's like cut.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Whereas in the anime, they did it a little bit more seamlessly, so that you didn't have like there was a moment, like there was but I think it gave it a little bit more significance because instead of just having like a whole story within like this moment of time, it's spread out, and the moment right before Kirishima jumps into in front of Fat Gum is when he's talking to I can't remember her name, like Ashida or something.
Ashido?
Yeah.
Something like that.
The pink girl.
Yeah. And I think that's good because in real life, even in movies and TV and stuff, flashbacks in actuality like happen like
in blink of an instant.
So like right when he's about to punch, he's like, "Oh shit, I need to man up now."
Yeah.
So I guess that does make more sense anime wise for that.
Because like I said, you don't see not one, like you see a little bit, like you it blended a little bit more seamlessly. That's all I really got. I didn't notice any more significant changes, other than like it abruptly cuts off. Like
we'll get to that.
It's like 2 1/4 chapters, and then it just cuts. Yeah, okay. It was really, like I said, I was like, oh shit, like it's gonna be very jarring. I think next episode, with the way it picks up.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Yeah. So I got one thing I'm gonna mention later on.
Okay.
I'm just trying to keep it on top of my mind.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I guess when we open, I like that we open right like Sun Eater's ending.
Yes.
Like he was like, oh man, that took too long.
I wonder how far they got.
Yeah.
Passed it out.
Hits the ground. Which I like that, and for two reasons. It's one, it shows like he's genuinely worn out.
Yes.
He's got to go down, but it's also as like storytelling. It's like we're done with this character.
Yes.
Like for now.
For now.
You know, like
I mean, pretty much the whole arc.
More or less, yeah. But it's like, you know, he did his part. He had his 15 minutes.
He's done.
He's clearly done.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that, just being like, that's a good way to show it.
Yes. And just to, I don't want to give too much away, but that's how a lot of the characters end up. I mean, we see Fat Gum at the end of the end of this episode. Like, none of them are gonna walk out unscathed.
Mm-hmm. But I really did like it. I liked.
Yeah.
This was one of my favorite parts in the manga.
Yes.
Just because the dynamic. But well, so they're running through the hallway. They're still. Who is it? It's
Fat Gum, Kirishima, Rock, Aizawa,
and Night Eye.
Night Eye.
Yeah.
Yep. And there was some police officers with them.
There were?
Yeah, when they left Sun Eater, they had
some
police
you're right.
officers with them.
I think it was like the chief. And
yeah, I'm assuming they're just were like, they're the extras.
Yeah, fill in space.
Yeah.
But this is when they kind of talked about, and we always kind of knew this of Aizawa, but they go a little more in depth. Like, he needs a physical body. He needs the true body
to see a body. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he even says it could be an eye, an ear, like anything. He just needs to see a physical body.
Yeah, and then they kind of deduced like, so he's like, why is he not messing up
the walls
anymore?
Now?
And then that's when they're like, oh, so he has to like see what he's manipulating and blah blah.
And also, like, he can't just control the whole area. So they kind of deduce that he's kind of with the other police officers right now, fucking them up. So yeah, and then, you know, they keep running. Aizawa's like, I just need one glimpse.
Yeah.
And then he shoots a fist at him, like a hand. It was like a hand.
It more looked just like a piece of wall.
Was it just a piece of wall? I thought I saw a hand.
It kind of looked like a hand, but I think he made it like a dome, like half a dome,
trying
to like catch
right
and push.
So he shoots out like a pillar at him.
Yeah.
And opens up a hole on the opposite side to knock him into. And we see Deku and Kirishima start running towards them. And then we see Fat Gum
to hit Aizawa.
Yeah, to save Aizawa.
Yeah.
And my bad.
No, you're good.
And Fat Gum ends up being apparently the quickest out of all of them.
Yeah, ironically.
Knocks Aizawa out of the way, but doesn't realize like Kirishima's right beneath him.
In his belly.
Yeah, it gets knocked with him, and
which I love the shot of like him actually going through the tunnel.
Yeah,
he's like a little like look like a roly poly, or like Sonic. He was like,
and then he gets up, and Kirishima's just like, oh.
Right before this, though, we see like Bubble Girl.
Yes.
Arresting the guys they took care of.
Before they went into the secret.
Yeah,
tunnel.
like right at the top.
Yeah.
She was like, wow, I'm kind of like surprised you guys even tried to stop us.
Right.
And this is like kind of where we see like the power dynamic, or Chisaki's just kind of not corruption, just like he's not part of the Shia Saikai.
Right.
Like officially, yes, but he is not following what they would never do this.
Right. We get a little bit more backstory on the leader, the actual leader, not
leader of
Shisaki.
the Yakuzas.
Right.
And he's just like, we wouldn't associate with like garbage.
Yeah.
Like it's,
he said Chisaki went out. He gave himself a villain's name.
Yeah. Overhaul, because they called him Overhaul.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he went and he recruited villains, to join them, which is something the previous leader would not have done.
And I'm sure it was in the manga, but again, it's been a while since I read it. But I didn't remember that, and I was like, oh wow, that's very interesting, because they're talking about how their leader, their actual leader, is bedridden.
Right.
He's coughing, which we already knew this because
we see him go over there, right?
But bedridden, they're like, he can barely even breathe for himself.
Yeah.
And the criminals were like, hey, like, shut up.
Yeah.
These are the cops. And also just something side with Bubble Girl. I get it. This is what anime does. But she's like, what she's wearing is very...
Oh, yeah.
So like super crop top,
Yep.
basically covering her nipples.
Yeah.
And then I noticed that like she has leggings that go all the way up, and like her shorts are undone.
Oh, really?
Her shorts are undone, and they're like barely there.
Oh,
they're like
shit.
slid down.
Maybe it's for her quirk.
Bubbles?
Yeah, maybe they come out of her skin.
I don't know. Maybe. But I was just like, that's interesting, because like it looked like you can see her underwear.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's pretty
Spicy.
It's it's yes, but what made me even think this was that she is so not like a Midnight or Mount Lady, you know. True. Like they're very like, it's my looks, this and that.
She's very bubbly.
She's very nice, she's sweet, but she's very official.
No, she's bubbly.
She's bubbly, I get it. And she's official. Like, you know, like she's like, I'm down to business, but she's dressed like this. I was just like, yeah. Interesting.
That's true.
But anyway.
Yeah. Maybe so Night Eye can tickle her.
Let's not relive that. That was like, everybody I've talked to about that said that Lord. That was weird.
It's a very uncomfortable moment.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I thought about that. The whole. But I really like the Yakuza bit.
Yes.
And they love being Yakuza, and they feel like it's being dishonored by what he's doing. So.
And that's probably a good chunk of the members feel that way. Probably.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But they said that if they just sat by and did nothing, he would have killed them.
Yeah, definitely. So they did. I remember they did say that.
Pretty intense.
Yeah. So
but anyway,
you're definitely gonna fight.
If you don't fight, you die.
Yeah. So yeah, they start fighting the Fat Gum and Kirishima. Yep. Well, actually. They don't even start fighting. Kirishima immediately gets hit by I don't remember his name. Yeah.
Punchy guy.
Yeah, punchy guy. The spear.
Yeah, the spear and the shield. Yeah. I love that.
I love it too. We'll refer to them as that. The spear and the shield.
Spear and the shield.
So Kirishima gets hit by the spear, and he went unbreakable.
Yep.
And he was. Like cracked, like he broke his arms.
You could see his flesh, like like as if his skin ripped off.
Yeah,
you see his muscle. There it
is.
Yeah,
and I mean he's just in tremendous pain, and that just puts him in a bad place mentally. So he's like that for a good minute.
Yeah,
but I just like it's crazy. Like he broke his his hardening.
Yeah,
and. I mean, could you just imagine how painful that would be?
It's basically broke his skin.
Yeah. Like, just not broke it, but, like just tore it off.
Yeah. And Kirishima says it himself. He's like, I'm in tremendous pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, I bet.
Yeah.
But that also, I mean, this whole episode is really about him.
Kirishima?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it really broke him.
Yes.
Like, physically and spiritually. Because he was just like, holy shit. Like, this was my move. This was my everything. He
says it a lot. Like, I thought I got stronger.
Yeah.
But here I am, like, one punch.
And
I'm broken.
Broken.
Like, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Literally and figuratively.
It was... And then Fat Gum, you know, he's taking the hits.
Yeah.
But he's like, holy shit. Like, this guy...
He says each one is like a bullet.
Yeah. He's like, I can feel it through my fat.
Yeah. That's not good.
No.
Fat Gum normally... I mean, he didn't feel anything when the dude... The sword dude,
yeah,
like just went crazy. He didn't say anything.
No.
No.
And then like he takes a swing, and then the shield puts up that force field.
Yes.
I don't know what it is, but like simplifying a fight like that. He was like, they put a spear with a shield. We're fighting two shields.
Yes.
It's like no, that combatively that doesn't make sense.
No.
Granted, shields in real life can be actually really good weapons,
Right.
but it's not. It doesn't compare to a sword,
To a spear or a sword.
Yeah,
right. Like you can defend well with it. You can hit, but
it'll hurt.
If you mess up, like that's that.
And also, it's big, it's lumpy, and it can't hit that hard.
No. It's not comparative to a weapon of like meant for
offense,
killing. Yeah.
So I just love that the way that he looked at it.
Yeah.
Was like, we're at an advantage.
Yes.
So,
I mean, and looking at it like that, they were for sure.
And for some reason, I remember in the manga the fight being a lot more exciting. It was not exciting. I really did enjoy it, but it just felt very like.
I think
simple.
I think what it was is in the manga, the shots were like, they were more defined.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the more like memorable things from the manga that you might be remembering as exciting could just be so because like you had like a still picture and you're just like, oh fuck, you know? Because
in this it was just like boom 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 boom.
Right,
boom, boom.
but I mean it's essentially like it's the same thing. You know?
Yeah, no,
we're
it
just
is.
We're not getting like. Maybe if they did like a slow motion or like
I don't
like
have time.
Still,
I don't have time for it to like sink in and be like,
oh fuck,
and like seeing Fat Gum like retch forward because he's getting hit in the stomach and like I'm like, oh wow, maybe
one of the most memorable scenes for me was when you start noticing Fat Gum get really skinny.
He starts to lose it first in his chin, and his hair pokes out.
And I feel it's just like it's that kind of stuff, like that's easy to notice, right? Mm-hmm. But it's just subtler things that, like, if you went back and read the manga, I didn't go like panel by panel.
Yeah,
I just skimmed it. But if I went back and read, like, and I was like, and I picked out the shots that I thought were like exciting or cool, I could probably find them in the anime. They would just be. Like they would be in the blink of an eye.
A few frames.
Like literally a few frames. So I feel like that's probably what it is. Because like the fight was still like it's what I remember.
Same. Yes and no. I know basically that's all that happens is Fat Gum takes a barrage until
Kirishima jumps in.
Yeah.
And then Fat Gum knocks him the fuck out.
Yeah.
And I will say that there's some stuff that happens with Fat Gum and Kirishima after this that I was like, oh shit, because I was like, just the way the anime has been going, I was like, okay, so next week must be something entirely different. But next week should not be unless they rearrange.
I do remember that, and I know that this is kind of important.
Yes,
at the end.
It is very important.
They might do like what we did. We didn't officially end Sun Eater last episode either.
That's true.
That's ended this episode, the beginning of this episode.
Right.
So I think that's true. Opening next episode will be
that
ending.
That's true. But yeah, like if I think it's just how the anime is. Just it just went by so fast. Anything we thought was cool, in the manga is just. Literally a few frames, blink of an eye.
I see what it's still cool, but it's just like I don't get to take the time and be like, whoa that's wild, and like looking at every photo of him getting rocked.
I mean, because there was a lot of Fat Gum in it.
Yes.
In the manga,
mm-hmm.
A lot of shots of just literally Fat Gum being punched.
Yeah.
You know, you got a lot of cool shots of Kirishima, and that's
also a lot more inner dialogue in mangas.
Yes.
So.
Yes. What I feel like we did miss out on is I feel like they should have focused it a little bit more on Kirishima when he was like just standing there in the corner, you know? Like they kind of went back and forth, but really seeing like like in the manga, this is a great example. In the manga when he like first gets hit, he's sitting there with like chunks of himself flying off all around him. You don't really notice that in the anime. Although I'm sure it's there.
There was bits of his arms like coming off.
Yeah.
But like I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it looked like his like teeth were like
breaking.
His eyes were like wide open.
Yeah.
You know, and they were hard as shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had just like pieces flying everywhere. And I feel like that's like one of the cool shots. You're like, oh man,
because it was so much more intense.
Yeah, and that's because you're getting like more focus on that.
Yeah.
And in fact, you could probably like read the manga just by focusing on like those really cool panels and fights. I mean, like, and be like, and like take the gist of it, you know.
I heard something like good animation or good, pictures, anything picture storytelling. It's if it can be told without words,
yeah,
then that is a good animation.
True.
I heard that for The Lion King, comparing the new to the old. But
I never watched the new one, so
it was fine. You couldn't tell if you watch it with no sound. You really couldn't tell what was going on.
Oh shit!
Because it's just they didn't show enough emotion.
Not
anyway,
good. Not good.
Yeah, but in this one, I know what you mean. It's like if you just went a few panels of just the attacks, you'd be like, oh, so I see what's happening. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not. And I sound like I'm like downing the fight in the anime.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I still enjoyed it. It's just like that. Like the book was better.
I feel like our problem might be we were so hyped for this.
Yeah, I think that was
we were so hyped for this,
and this is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
So.
Still, I think it was. I think it was a great episode.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's kind of get into Kirishima's flashback. Yeah. So we start out. He's a young guy. Can't really harden himself.
Black hair. I don't know if anybody knows that.
Yeah.
Until
that was
now.
His original hair
but
color.
His normal hair color is black.
It's black. Yeah.
He's Japanese.
So he he could hardly harden his body. So like we see like a layer.
It was maybe his forearm hardened a little bit.
It was like hard skin.
It's like a calluses.
Yeah, like, it was exactly.
Nothing too crazy.
Yeah. So like he tries to stop these guys trying to get this other guy who can turn leaves into money
for a short time. And that was a funny little exchange. Yeah. He's like, turn him into, he's like, I don't think I should. He's like, come on, we need some spending money. He's like, it doesn't last very long. He's like, well, we're going to have to spend it quick.
We'll spend it quick then.
I was like, I mean, that makes sense.
He's got a point there.
Yeah.
So he tries to stop them and they just kind of laugh in his face.
They throw a rock in his face.
They throw a rock in his face.
A big rock.
Yeah. And Ashido, the pink girl, she comes and like
diffuses,
like befriends them all and like makes them all become friends.
By the end of
it, they're all like dapping each other up.
Well, in the middle, he was like, "Are they breakdancing?" Yeah. Like, what the fuck did she say?
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I did like that.
I like that too.
I like Ashido a lot.
Yes.
It felt his flashback. It all felt like it was setting up for him to be like, I hate her, like this is my nemesis because she's better than me.
She's better than
and
me.
Like he's gonna be the villain,
right?
But it wasn't. They're friends. They're close
friends.
But,
and they both wanted to be heroes.
Yeah, and he was more inspired by her.
Right.
Like
he was.
Yeah, that was the whole point of the flashback. Was like he had a lot of drive, I guess you could say, like to help. But the few times he tried helping, like
he didn't
either
think his
choked.
quirk was up to snuff.
Yeah, he could never do it, and she never even used the quirk to stop in this flashback.
No,
like
okay,
her personality.
Okay, I want to bring this up before I forget to.
Okay,
when Kirishima is about to go help those two girls in the alleyway, that's Gigantomachia, right?
I think so.
Like that's Gigantomachia.
I think so.
Okay, like I just was like. I didn't realize it till I was watching today. I was like, "That's Gigantomachia." So yeah, I think that's Gigantomachia, and I feel like there's something to do with the hero agency he was asking about.
Yeah, he was
asking specifically for like Singer's hero agency or something.
Which I'm not like on his side. But I was like, just answer him.
Yeah.
But it's like he was big and he's scary and like he was like he literally said like answer the question.
Yeah.
And he like pushed his hand into the wall and cracked the wall.
I
was like, dude, just tell him. And if you don't know, say I don't know.
Like, and she just runs up and tells him, and he's like, Thank you.
Yeah, he just goes, thank you.
Walks off.
I was like, what the fuck? Is it that hard?
And that's and what made me really think it was Gigantomachia is because he was like, I lived to like serve my master or something.
Yeah.
I was like,
I think that was him.
Is that Gigantomachia?
I didn't even think about it until you just mentioned it.
Yeah.
I am pretty sure that's him.
Like, and we get a glimpse of his face.
Yeah.
And it like sharp teeth, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's definitely him.
Yeah.
Although wearing that cloak, you're not fucking fooling anybody.
Yeah,
but...
dude. It's like, oh, I wonder who that is.
Yeah.
Is that two guys standing on each other's shoulders?
But I feel like something went down, like at that agency that either we just haven't noticed or they haven't.
Ashido lied and she was like,
yeah.
She sent him to the police. He's like, I sent him to the police station. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe she averted
a potential
attack.
Murder.
Yeah.
Plural. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And see, and I think that also showed Kirishima, it's like, you don't always have to rely on a quirk. You don't have to be the strong. Like,
you don't have to rush in headstrong.
Yeah, like you can think about it. Like she ran up, she came up with something quick. She was quick thinking, and it saved lives. Potentially
saved lives. Yeah.
Those two girls just had to say, I don't know, but whatever. That fucking annoyed me. I was like,
just tell him.
Say no or yes. Like.
All right. So after this, Kirishima with the last part of the flashback is Kirishima first apologizes to the two girls.
Yes.
That he didn't help.
And they were just
he
like,
felt really guilty.
Who are you? Okay.
Yeah. And then we get him like applying to, he says he's going to apply to UA.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see him, go through the whole process.
Yep.
We see him in the in like the first day where they had to do the test.
Mm-hmm.
And we see him with his black hair. He still has black hair. He does the test. He passes, obviously. And then we see him walking, he's got his new red hair, and she comes up, and she's like, what does she say? She
was just like, oh, like, new hairdo for high school.
Yeah.
And he was like, basically like, thank you, like, I have to be better, I have to be stronger. And meanwhile, all in the middle, they had like montage of him working out and stuff.
Yes.
But he was just basically saying like, thanks, like you showed me that I need to try more. I need to be more out.
Right.
Be able to, like, don't hesitate.
Right.
And which I remembered it from the manga. It was in the anime, and I loved it. Mm-hmm. But she was like, "You have horns, just like me now."
Yeah.
I was like, "That's so wholesome. That is so cute." And he was just like,
"I guess."
He was like, "Thanks, yeah. I guess." But then she's like, "I'm gonna out you that like that's not your real hair in a week."
Yeah.
Because she was like, "Don't." She was saying like, don't try to be somebody you're not.
Yeah.
So good wholesome moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he did it. he had pretty much already picked out his hero name. He wanted to be the Red, right?
Yeah. Because that was that in the manga, where he was at his house and he like threw something and he threw the Crimson Riot movie or book
and it popped out.
Yeah.
I believe so.
And he was watching him and. That's really what gave him his motivation was like, okay, so it's okay to be scared.
Yeah.
He's like,
Crimson Riot
was like, it's weird if you're not scared.
Yes.
Because you potentially could lose your life. But he would rather lose his life than fail saving someone else's.
Yes.
Like.
And you hear Kirishima say that at the end of this episode.
Yep.
Pretty much like, I'm going to save somebody, or I'm gonna die trying.
Mm-hmm. And after that, we come back to big fight.
Yep, and the spear and shield.
Yeah, and man, Fatgum at this point, Fatgum is 6-pack.
Yeah, no, he's lanky at this point.
well, no, actually, this is when we come back. Fatgum starts talking about like storing up energy.
Yeah,
that every hit
to see him like. Bubble up.
Yeah, he's like every hit he's been taking, he's been storing, and he's gonna put into a big attack. But he doesn't have.
That's why he's burning so much fat.
Yeah,
not because he's being hit, but because he's choosing to absorb that
Yeah.
energy.
Which is then in return burning his fat.
Yes.
And which I love. I love, but I hate, because it's like, that is so cool that he takes enough damage, he can absorb all of it.
Yes.
But I hate, like, it's a one-off.
Yes.
He can only do it once.
Oh yeah, if this would have fucked up, it would have been done.
If he missed, they were done.
Or if he didn't get through that barrier,
Yeah.
it would have been done.
But he needed I guess he needed time to like focus and put it into his fist.
And he needed as much energy as he could get.
Yeah.
Because he knew he was gonna have to get through the barrier.
Mm-hmm. So he was just literally taking the beating on purpose.
Yes. And to protect Kirishima.
Yeah. And then this is when Kirishima is like, all right, I need a nut up or shut up.
Yes.
And he hops in the way. This was really cool. And he was just like, I'm going to be a wall. And if I break, I'm just going to harden again.
Up.
Like,
right as, if I break, I'll harden up right as I break.
Basically saying like, I'm going to break harden.
Yep.
And he's doing it. He's taking the hits. And
dude.
He's, Spear is like hammering him into the ground like a nail.
Yes.
Because he's just pushing.
Fucking
and then
Kirishima, dude.
This is whenever like Kirishima like falls back.
Yes.
And Fat Gum catches him left
one
hand.
hand. Yep.
And he just
haymakers. Dude pops back. Barrier. And the guy's like, my barrier's gonna hold. And the Spear's like, I just don't think so, dude. I don't think so.
I'm gonna level with you.
Yeah.
No. And he was right. Spear was right, because cool shot. It's a very anime shot where like they hit, looks like nothing happens, and then smash.
Just right through.
I
think the big thing is the ground from underneath broke.
Yeah.
The barrier was like a dome.
Mm-hmm.
If the dome starts to break from underneath, it's not really going to be stable anymore.
Yeah.
If it doesn't have like any ground underneath, it just kind of knocked the dome.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it broke right through it. Good
punched
shit.
The spear, which in return hit the shield.
Yes. I mean, even all that pressure would have.
That's true.
Because I mean, if you're not somebody who's used to being hit, the
very
shield.
He is very small.
Yeah.
And we also skipped kind of past like sword and shield. They were. That's the new Pokemon, guys.
Oh yeah, it is.
The spear and shield. They were kind of like button heads a little bit.
Yes.
And he was like, I didn't want to be with you.
No, the spear especially.
The spear was like, I didn't want to work with you.
Yes.
And he's like, well, Chisaki put us together for a reason. You have some respect. Because he didn't call him master.
Victory, yeah.
He said Chisaki. And he's like...
The big guy doesn't really respect Chisaki.
Yeah. Which is very, I think, normal for like big lugs.
Yeah.
And it's like,
we can imagine he might be one of the villains Chisaki hired.
Yeah.
While the shield might be one of the people loyal to
Shiha Saikai.
Yeah, exactly.
And he said, he was like, it's master, be respectful.
Yeah.
And then he puts a dome within the dome.
Around himself.
Because the spear starts hitting the dome. Yeah.
Yes. The man has serious anger issues.
Oh, yeah. And I really liked his gloves.
Yes.
It's like metal gauntlets that he has like just steel on the ends of his knuckles. That look really nice.
Good shit.
Ultimately failed though, because like we just said, Fat Gum blows him to the wall.
Yes. I mean, Fat Gum is he's a pro hero.
Pro hero.
And he's a strong hero too.
He's very strong, but even himself was like, that was close.
Yeah.
Like anymore, I was done.
I love it because he's like, we all made the same mistake. Underestimated Red Riot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was cool, and I like the ending. Like he's holding Kirishima,
yeah.
And he's just like, damn, because he gave him just enough time to really focus and put all the energy where it needs to be.
And motherfucker, he was so skinny.
Yeah.
So
he had
skinny.
abs.
Yeah.
Pecs and abs.
Well, because, he's always on the move.
Yeah.
He's a fighter, Underneath all that fat is muscle.
He's got muscle, but he purposely keeps fat.
Keeps fat on him, yeah, because that's his quirk.
So, like, after this, he's just going to eat a lot.
Yeah. I mean, he already eats a lot.
He's just going to go to Olive Garden.
Oh, okay.
A lot of pasta.
Okay, let's move past it.
But yeah, that was good. I don't remember like the ending. Was that the ending?
No, that was not the ending. For like the fight.
Yeah,
that was the ending for the fight.
Yeah. And then
Stuff happens after it. We're not gonna go into it, but
Right. Oh no. Yeah,
Right,
I'm talking
yeah.
episode wise.
yeah, no, that was the end.
Yeah.
And then the preview.
Did not watch the preview this week.
Oh. I saw Mirio.
Oh yeah, he's in it.
Yeah,
You can tell me. I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I know you know. What's
Okay.
gonna happen. But I'm saying I saw Mirio, but I saw Deku fighting too. So I'm thinking we're not to Mirio yet.
Oh okay.
They're probably trying to save Mirio for as late as they can.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be wild. It's gnarly.
Probably like not next episode, maybe the next one after that.
So like 2 or 3 episodes away.
2 or 3 episodes away, yeah.
I think so too.
And I think they're gonna drag that one out a little bit.
It's one of the better ones.
Yeah, I hope they drag it out a little bit. It's the best. It's literally the best.
Fight.
Yeah.
I disagree.
What would you say is the best?
Well, I don't
You
want
can't say it right
to give
now.
it away. Yeah.
Is it okay?
Let's not give it away.
Okay.
Or I don't even want to say it, but I don't think it's the best.
I think
it's second to the best.
I think it's the best. You're gonna tell me what you think.
I will remember. Yeah, as soon as we turn these mics up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Theories wise, I can't really have any.
I mean,
we know.
We don't really do theories on this.
But I really like the episode. Good. Like I said, it's kind of like we were talking about movies. Like you said that you didn't dislike it, but about an hour and a half in, you were like, "Oh wow, there's
I need to
another 30 minutes." Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I need to take a break real quick and come back to this.
That's kind of sometimes a bad sign, but in this one, man, felt like 5
But
minutes.
like I said with the movie, it was a specific movie. It was Dark Phoenix. I was like, I did not want to watch it anymore.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't not want to finish it. I was just like, I need a break from this for a moment.
And I've watched like 2.5 hour movies that I've been in it 100% the whole time. And I went, Endgame is a great example. I was like, it's over? What the fuck?
Hobbit, Lord of the Rings. I like the Hobbit, so fuck you.
The Hobbits, I like the second one more than the rest.
I liked all the Hobbits.
They felt very like, whoa, like bad pacing.
Let's see you do better.
Than Peter Jackson?
Yeah.
Or than J.R.R. Tolkien?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I'll give it a fucking shot.
Fucking do it. Let's see you do better, bro.
But no, I still, good episode. I'm very excited because we say this every week, but we're really starting to get into the meat.
Look, man, I'm still hype as fuck for that. I still love the anime, and maybe it's because I watch it with Christina, or I try and watch it with Christina before I watch it, like by myself.
Yeah.
So I get to live a little bit vicariously through her.
That's true.
When Kirishima was having his break, she was feeling bad for Kirishima.
Good.
It's just like she's experiencing it for the first time.
True.
So I'm not, but I'm still getting some reaction of somebody who is, even though I'm watching it for different reasons. I'm still right next to her, and she's really focusing on the story.
I see. You and I watch it, being like, "Oh, that's cool. That's interesting. Oh, they did it that way." Like me, I'm curled up in a ball just watching it, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." That's how they animated that. Nice,
And Christina's she's really into the story. So yeah,
that makes sense. I get that. Yeah, I wish I could rewatch this stuff for the first time.
Look, man, like we said last week, it was 2 years ago when we read this, so it's good.
Well, I'm happy I did. Honestly, I don't regret reading it all.
No, it was great.
Yeah,
great.
That's always the thing with any manga or anime. I'm like, I want to read the manga, but it's once I do that, I'm not want to watch the anime the same.
Yeah,
like Fire Force, when I was watching.
Yeah,
I really want to read the manga, but
you read Attack on Titan, and now you don't even watch Attack on Titan.
Not watched season 3 at all, but I'm just like, they're still coming out with Fire Force.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh, do I want to read it? Or do I want to watch it? I ruin it.
Yeah.
I don't ruin it.
You ruin the story.
I ruin the story. Yeah.
Well, you don't ruin the story, but you ruin the story for the anime if you watch it.
If I watch the anime, I'm not gonna get those.
Be as
whoa,
yeah, exactly.
But that's
Which is, I mean, sad in a way, but we got those in a different way with the manga. It's not like we're missing those
gasps.
entirely.
You're right.
Yeah.
And then, if anything, we get more information.
True.
So
That's true.
It's kind of a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Although sometimes the creator looks back at it and decides to change some things because they're like, we could do this better now that I have a little bit more time.
Mm-hmm.
In the anime, we can do this better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he can kind of see, because usually mangas are leagues ahead
right.
of the anime, and he's like, oh, well, we're over here. If I tweak something over here, it'll make more sense.
It'll make more sense in the future, yeah.
Retconning.
Yeah.
A little bit of retconning.
Yeah.
But it's usually very minor. It's not like
exactly
drastic retcon. So.
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm good.
I think that's good.
Yeah, good episode.
All right. Yeah, I really enjoyed the episode. Let us know what you thought.
Of course.
If you enjoyed it.
Support.
Didn't like it.
Subscribe. Like. Share with your friends.
Yeah, sure. I mean, like I said, I don't think anyone's going to share with their fucking friends.
Or not even your friends. It's just people like you know.
Yeah, tell it to the weebs out in the world.
You know they're out there.
We the Weeb Report.
I like that. Keep on watching. Keep on reading. And keep on listening.
All right. Signing off.
Bye, everybody.